Welcome to this DaVinci Resolve Fusion node breakdown. Today's node is the glow node. So we're going to jump into Fusion and bring in a glow node. And you can kind of tell what this node does is it adds glow to your footage. We'll jump up here and you can see the default setting is fast Gaussian. So if we change your glow size, it'll change the size of your glow. You can change the amount of the glow. And each one of these filters looks somewhat different. So just like in our blur node, we've got the box, we've got Bartlett, multi-box, Gaussian, and fast Gaussian. And we've also got three other ways to use the filter. But before we jump into that, I'm going to show this white input right here because it does have a mask input, but it's also got a glow mask input, which is different. So if we say grab the bitmap and input our footage, let's use our luminance as we often do. And we'll try to crank the luminance on those lights. There we go. And if we bring this into the white mask, which is the glow mask, and we go to our glow, you can see it's only glowing around that area. And let me drop this a little bit so you can see it a little better. So it's only glowing around those areas. And that's what this white input is for. So, which is cool, so you can select what you're glowing out. But we'll go ahead and get rid of that right now. Now you've also got a blend button right here on top of your clipping mode, your typical frame, domain, and none. You've got an overall blend button to blend the blur. And you've got three apply modes. You've got normal, which just has the blur on top. You have merge under, which what this does is it merges the blur actually under the footage. If I go in here and up our blur, you can see our blur is going under the footage there, and not on top. And then we've got threshold. And let me get rid of this. And what threshold does is, threshold's pretty cool. It kind of lets you pick a threshold to hone in what you want to blur. But under the filter mode, we also have blend, which blends your blur with your actual footage. You've got highlight, which actually, let me get this on normal. You can see our highlight mode. So it's just using the highlights within the image and you can blend it. Let's bring that glow down a little bit. And then you've got solarize. And solarize is a pretty interesting node and probably one I use most often for glow effects using this specific node. So say the client wanted these lights to be a different color. So I would go ahead and pick solarize and I would pick threshold and I would find a sweet spot with this glow on these lights. And what I mean by sweet spot is I don't want that clipping out. If I zoom in, you can kind of see these are clipping out. And the image is the footage itself is clipped out already, so there's nothing I can really do about that. But as I go up, you can start seeing that glow actually clip out even worse. So we're just trying to find a sweet spot to pick the glow of that. And then we can go down here in our color scale and I can drop the greens a little bit. And I can up my reds, up my blues to find a nice purple. So now we've got all of our lights purple. And you can see that threshold's a little too high because her face is shining a little too much. So we can bring that threshold up to get it off her face. And just our lights are purple. Now if you really want to fine tune it, you can see some of these lights still aren't quite hitting that threshold level. So you could bring them up and try to find a good spot, but I'm not going to spend the time on that. So we've got purple lights on our footage. And then of course, since our lights are purple, we need a little purplish going on in our actual footage. So we could bring this in, merge them, go to our color corrector and slam it. And I'll probably up the saturation and bump the gamma down. And if we go to our merge node, we can start blending it back. And I'm on the wrong node. If I go to our merge node and start blending it back, we can start seeing that purple come through. So you can just dial it into where you need it to be. You can crank it or just get a slight purple going on. So we went from this footage to this footage using the glow node. I will see you in the next node breakdown.